Hello, my name is Cecil, and I'm going to be reading some poems today. And I've been meaning to do this. I've kind of put this off because I'm a little bit nervous and I have a little bit of stage fright, even though there's no one here except the camera. But anyways, so I have 4 books, and I'll be reading from each of them. And this is the first book, A Train Blues. It was published in 2006. Let me see. Okay. So this is the prologue, Reflections Before 5. I couldn't find a highway rest stop or gas station the night I was arrested, so I pulled over on the roadside, relieved myself, and got back in the car. The Beatles were playing, and there's absolutely no way you can possibly understand. But while Paul was singing his song, I looked ahead, thought about the road behind, and began to cry. On the morning of September 11th, it was a beautiful, clear blue day in Kentucky. I was lying in bed at 9 in my tiny one-bedroom off Leader Avenue. A short, hurried walk to campus, minding my own business, staring at the ceiling without any worries, daydreaming about a girl. I was in love, waking slowly, taking my time, fully opening my eyes, abiding in a healthy all-around feeling. I was enjoying the serenity so much I decided to let the answering machine pick up when the telephone rang. It was my mother. She was frantic. Something about explosions around the country. I threw off the covers and answered the phone in my underwear. I had 2 writings under my belt, and those first 2 I really enjoyed. Time felt infinite. Looking back, I didn't know what I was getting into. I wonder, had I known, would I have gotten involved? On my way to becoming a lonely radical poet, a professor who had assigned a book to be read, which I did not read, asked, "Mr. Cecil, what do you think of the best war ever?" Straight-faced, I said, "I believe the best wars are those that are never fought." He threw back his head, laughed, and pointed out that I had dodged the question, which I had, but he was nevertheless pleased with my answer. I was in school to think fearlessly. In the heart of intellectual thought, I gave readings at a college coffee shop 3 or 4 times. I can't believe I used to do that, but it was the only way to vent, to stay sane, the only way to live. One night I walked out of Common Grounds after a reading that didn't go very well. No one cared about anything except getting a degree, a job, and getting more instead of enough. That night they seemed too busy to listen. I would just have to write a 4-page essay every week, read it every week, and boom, instant peace movement in Lexington, Kentucky. So I thought, on my way out the door to the bar down the street. I was ready to start a movement, but the old-timers were no help. I wrote them asking for help, needing help, willing to take help, but they wouldn't see me, wouldn't write me, wouldn't give me the time of day. The twilight of old age had set in. Anti-establishment became establishment when lavished with praise. I was idealistic, black and white, cement rigid, ready to argue. I would lecture friends on the phone about how violence leads to violence, of the benefits of nonviolence, consumed by righteous indignation, which in the end became my only friend. The people who loved me didn't know what to think or what to say. I always refrained from telling them that their point of view was flat out wrong. I was busy with ideas during the summer of 2002. I was better than the praise, but just not good enough for the love. I was a writer in the sense that my first name was Mr. and my last name was Writer. I reached the peak of the writing mountaintop by the fall of 2002 and thought I was ready to be heard by the world, so I decided to see a professor in Virginia. I stopped in Lexington from Louisville, manic, in love again, but with a different girl. We had lunch beneath the cool September sun, under a sickly, shadeless tree on the green grass in front of her law school. We wore hip sunglasses and easy smiles. I was the writer, she was the girl. And I pause today to remember those obsessed delusional relationships. A friend who has since disappeared discerned the insanity of showing up announced at the door of a well-known professor and talked me out of taking that trip to Virginia. So that night I read at the coffee shop and afterward went to an Irish bar where I got drunk and was praised as becoming quite the poet. I'm 27 now and wonder what it's like to be young and have the material things many my age lust after. I also wonder what I've been doing with my life, judging by my bank balance instead of by the lives I've touched. I feel bottled up in a trap, awake all night, tossing, shivering, afraid, turning, gripping the covers, sheets coming untucked, an unsound mind racing nonstop. I would trade anything for a good night's sleep and yesterday's dream. I don't know if I care anymore about war or peace, or if my convictions matter anyway. So that was the that was the prologue and to this book. And I am not 27 anymore. I'm a little bit older now. And so, September 11th, man, changed my life. Changed a lot of lives. Okay, so this is a poem called Love, and this poem actually came out of a bigger writing, and I just kind of cut it out of the writing and let it stand alone. It's called Love. Love is a majestic voodoo child. Her natural beauty is overwhelming. Hair of the sun, skin of the earth, eyes of an ocean, breath of a slow October stir. She will guide those through the worn-torn desolate desert and twisted steel metal wreckage safely to our oasis of peace and sanity. Like all small children, love touches everything she rests her eyes upon. When love touches people, magic is created. When love touches the scrapes and cuts of a clumsy child, healing begins. When love touches the tears of the crying, laughter becomes possible once again. When love touches streams, canyons are created. When love touches canvases, masterpieces are painted. When love touches the wind, rugged rocks become smooth. When love touches the sunset, soft hues of yellow, red, and blue are born. When love touches empty hearts, they become filled. When love touches broken friendships, they are healed. Love touches everything and patiently waits for hatred to destroy what has been created so that she can then touch destruction. My mouth got a little dry there. Okay, I'm gonna go back here and see something. No. Nope. Okay. This is kind of just a nice poem. Anyways, Winter Daydream. A few unpacked cardboard boxes stacked in an empty house, with a deep-seated, comfortable couch and a sunflowered rug unrolled on hardwood floors and a stuttering furnace in the dead of winter in Louisville with you would be nice. It would be the day's thrill to unfold a thick plaid blanket over your smooth bare legs and to nestle down into the slow hypnosis and dying rhythm of a low crackle fire while the wind howls as snow dances against the frosted pane of glass lit by the moonlight. And eventually, you'll get it all out of me, about all the chances, the untold tears, the midnight moans, the fear, the poison I've taken, the ugliness of good-hearted people. But right now I want to sit and be still. That's over. All is safe. As I listen to the water pipe whine, as the sink water dribbles, while floorboards wince, as the fireplace goes crackle hiss. Okay,